Welcome to the PASETA YouTube channel. My name is Mamone Manyapia and I am part of the media and marketing team at PASETA. Thank you once again as always for your support, for following this channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. We are, a movement of like-minded people who believe that, the future of Africa is in our hands. And we truly believe that we shouldn't wait for anyone to a foreign entity to come into Africa and invest, and we shouldn't just depend on investment. We should be building our own Africa. We know what we need. We know what we require to be active participant in this global economy and add value to the global economy. So we are a community of like-minded people who came together because we believe that the future of the African child really depends on us coming together and really finding creative solutions of how do we tackle some of the issues that we struggle with as a society. One of the biggest concerns in the African continent is the quality of education. So at PASETA, we believe that the whole concept of education needs to be revisited, and provide education that makes sense for the current economic climate and where the world is going. So, we're a group that came together, we share our skills, we have completely different backgrounds, passion brought us together, and we truly believe in this movement that is PASETA. So every month we have, pillars that or rather content pillars that we focus on. And this month is the month of economics, where we're going to discuss all things economics in Africa, our economic development, innovation projects that are happening in the continent, what's happening in the entrepreneurship space, hoping that, we can share some information that will be of benefit to you, our dear followers. So this month of economics, I want to focus on, today's topic will look at the FinTech industry, which shook the economy of Africa. So basically, FinTech is financial technology. So FinTech is basically taking banking to the digital space. So one of the challenges that the continent has is that a lot of people have been unbanked for the longest time, simply because traditional banking as we know it is not accessible, especially in remote and rural areas. So a lot of the population in those regions remained unbanked for the longest time. So this was an opportunity for entrepreneurs to come up with a solution that will obviously service these people that are not being serviced by the traditional banks. So that is when we saw the rise of companies like M-Pesa in 2007, which was launched by Africom in Kenya in 2007. So the idea was, they noticed that, a lot of their population was unbanked, and, but they had mobile phones and they were sending each other airtime via mobile phones. So the idea came that, since a lot of them do not have access to financial services, maybe how do we bring banking to these mobile phones that, obviously had a greater penetration, market penetration, as opposed to, the traditional banks. So M-Pesa then came up with that idea to help people bank using their mobile phones. So this was a game changer in a lot of ways, because people in remote areas, rural areas, suddenly had access. They could send money, they could receive money from the people that are working in town, or people that are working out of the country, could send them money to their phones. So how this facility works is that you would need to register with an M-Pesa agent, which is usually a small shop or a kiosk. And from there, they will assign a number to your SIM card, which basically works as sort of a bank account. And from then you'll be able to, deposit and withdraw money. So this system was able to really change the landscape in terms of those who are unbanked and those who are not banked, because we're looking at over half the population of Africa who had no banking facilities. For instance, in Kenya alone, the stats suggest that financial inclusion was 26% in 2006, and today it's sitting at over 80% of the population. So it's such innovations that will shape the future of Africa, and I think that's sort of the culture that we want to encourage at PASETA. With the type of education that we are pushing, we want to create Africans that think in this sense, that think how the people that invented M-Pesa think. You look at the problems, you don't look at them as just a problem, but you look at them as an opportunity to do something great. So there is a lot of opportunities in Africa, but we need minds that will be able to see them, that will be able to see these innovations. We need minds that will be able to innovate a better future for Africa. So past M-Pesa, a lot more companies came into the FinTech space, and it has really been a disruptor to a point where a lot of banks see this industry as a threat, and they're actually working overtime to try and incorporate FinTech into their own service offering. Because now FinTech, it's no longer about you having a bank account or not, but even us who with bank accounts, there are times where we find, banking via mobile, sending money via mobile a lot more easier than, the traditional ways that we used to. So, FinTech has been a really exciting disruptor in Africa, and I think that is why it's one of the biggest funded industries in the continent, compared to energy projects and all that. FinTech, it's one of the biggest funded industries in Africa, because there is really still a potential in that sector. With the developments in AI, there's so much that needs to be done. And obviously, when we're talking anything up digital, we obviously have to think about cyber security as well. So there's quite a lot that still needs to be done in that space as well. How do we make sure that these transactions that we're making digitally are safe? And it's such an exciting time, and I really think we as Africans, we need to think how these innovators at M-Pesa thought, not seeing the problem, but seeing an opportunity to innovate and create something that has completely reshaped banking as we know it. So thank you so much for spending this time with me. Like I said before, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, and do follow us on our social media channels. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And we're looking forward to seeing you there. Thank you so much for your time. Cheers. Bye.